All My Relations, not just a national youth conference, but an ongoing experiment in providing young people a venue to build their knowledge and capacity to make healthy decisions around values, self-image, self-esteem, sexuality, and healthy relations of all kinds. On Monday, August 19, 2002, 140 youth delegates came together with 40 invited guests, professionals from academia, policy development, national youth and social justice organizations to provide an opportunity for youth to communicate their achievements of their preceding 4 days. This was an opportunity to create substantial and meaningful dialogue between adults and youth and test an experiential model of adult-youth engagement. Discussions between youth and adults about issues such as self-image, self-esteem, and sexuality can often be difficult for both groups. Yet Joe Fay and Jay Yanoff report in the Journal of Sex Education and Therapy.
Our work shows that even though many adults contend that teens do not want to talk about personal matters, if you listen, they will speak.
This experimental discussion would be a great risk for both groups, yet there was an opportunity to model healthy risk-taking and to allow the establishment of an open atmosphere of respect and to demonstrate the invited guests' trust of the young people. Upon registration, with their consent, the adult guests are blindfolded and led by the young people down the stairs into the plenary room. This exercise demonstrated their willingness to trust and feel vulnerable, and by the welcome the invited guests received, it was greatly appreciated by the youth delegates. Some of the findings of the Center of Excellence for Youth Engagement, both through the national program SCAN and extensive literature review, shows that adults need to experience youth engagement firsthand, like these invited guests, to become more effective practitioners and advocates for youth engagement practices and policies.
Today I was a guest in a world I rarely encounter, and I discovered warmth, joy, energy, and respect.
Reflecting on the past 4 days, 2 young people emceed the morning session, introducing the Students' Commission's 4 pillars to the invited guests: respect, listen, understand, and communicate. Showcasing youth leadership, the 2 MCs, speaking both in French and English, model their own risk-taking. Though not polished MCs, the 2 young people successfully bring humor and enthusiasm to the stage and lead the audience in several icebreakers. With Dad on the fiddle, all participants take part in the walkabout. When the music stops, so do they, to meet and greet, to get to know one another. Our learnings are showing us that engagement is about successful relationships. Engagement is more successful when young people and adults have the opportunity to learn and share together. It is through these discussions, both throughout the week and at this mini-conference, where young people are able to connect for themselves, the importance of research and the importance of the role in helping to identify research questions. Taking the stage, a small group of youth and an adult facilitator continued discussions they had earlier in the week regarding healthy sexuality. Generating honest and thoughtful discussions, the group provides an example of youth-friendly atmosphere for the invited guests that is required to stimulate discussions specifically on sensitive issues.
It's not like sex education classes. It was more about relationships and experience. Research statistics don't change our behavior. We know that unprotected sex equals HIV/AIDS. What motivates us to be safe?
Today is also a day for young people to share their experience with professionals and adults.
What's special here is the atmosphere that lets us talk. We want to know how to create the same atmosphere in other places. What's the role of parents and teachers in sex education? Let's show the adults the ideal atmosphere, how to do it.
Moving to small group discussions allow us for more personal dialogue between adults and youth, and for some reflection on ingredients of effective partnership. These facilitated discussions by young people, no less, uses the panel discussion to generate an exchange of ideas, opinions, feelings, and experiences. In the small group sessions, each team of adults and youth create a provocative statement that will be used after a short break. The youth facilitators help to ensure that all members of their team, youth and adults alike, are participating and owning the process collectively. W.J. Smith, writing in Student Engagement in Learning and School Life for McGill University, shares,
We found that the more students are permitted to take responsibility for themselves and their own activities, the more likely they are to be engaged in a deep sense. not just be participating in an enjoyable activity.
From the process evaluation of a National Youth Engagement Conference thesis by Wilfrid Laurier University for the Center of Excellence for Youth Engagement comes a reinforcement of the understanding that is not what we do, but how we do it. Supporting this is David Lazier's 4-stage teaching process.
Awaken. Teach. Amplify. Transfer.
Keeping this in mind, the Program Planning Committee invited each team to present their statements that have been generated in the small group discussions. Individuals are then invited to stand or sit to indicate their approval or disapproval of the statements. It is examples of this style of alternative engagement that is proving to be critical in successfully engaging youth and adults in working in partnership. Keeping with the flavor of the event and an atmosphere of fewer speeches and more interaction and action, Eric Costin and Stoney McCart speak briefly to the group, introducing the Center of Excellence for Youth Engagement and to further contextualize the events of the morning. The evaluation of the event is led by Dr. Linda Rose Krasner from Brock University. Encouraging all participants to write a letter to themselves, the activity is meant to address individuals' commitment to the issue of adult-youth partnerships and how one will work towards a more equitable and meaningful relationship. These letters will be mailed to the participants 6 months following the event.
As a parent, I leave this experience wanting to ensure I nurture an open dialogue with my children.
As a professional, I leave valuing the importance of educating foster parents and adoptive parents about the importance of listening, respecting, and communicating with young people.
6 months from now, I hope I will have taken concrete action.
The energy in the closing of this very special morning is just as high as when the young people welcomed the blindfolded adults 3 hours earlier. Giving thanks and with the music and the dancing, the group departs, many still unsure of what had just occurred or where it's going.
I am less certain, however, about the broader impact on this event and other events like this in strengthening the process of youth engagement in Canada. The follow-up aspect is unclear to me at this point, and I'm not sure that the partners who should be involved with the Centre and this type of initiative are represented.
That said, this experimental event was just that, an experiment. Learnings have come from the morning session, and the Center of Excellence for Youth Engagement will continue to develop the feedback into concrete results. With each event of this nature, more is being learned by youth and professionals alike, both in the importance and the impact of youth engagement, but also in best practices. In coming together, it has ensured that young people in the future will have a greater opportunity to become more meaningfully engaged in their schools, communities, government, and community organizations. This morning, we experimented and experienced engagement.
This experience has rekindled a fire inside me, one I thought was lost. The best of me has surfaced and soared. In 6 months, I hope to be doing well in school, hopefully. I have gained this incredible urge to get involved, not only in youth-oriented programs and organizations, but to get more involved in my life, with life in general. I sincerely hope that if I am not, that this letter will serve as a reminder.